At the beginning of the show we wind these up. These lights are normally lowered down to protect them from the wind partly, and also just to keep them out of sight so they blend into the castle more. So we wind them up to a fixed mark, and at the end of the show we wind them back down again. But at the end of the show we do it while they're running, because at the final cue is just a sky tracking effect, and it's alright, it's not really needed to focus out to the front anymore. And yeah, there's quite a few of them to wind up. These are Icon Beams, by the way. One of PRG's lights. But I don't think they make it in-house. I think it's made for them by another supplier. We have our little black tent which contains lots of the electrical distribution equipment. I think, again, these are I think these are actually roadwork type tents that have been repurposed, because they're very good. They're extremely good, in fact. And this is one of the many cannons at Edinburgh Castle, and they're real cannons, and we're not allowed to damage them, which is why if you look at the front there you'll see that all the pyro equipment, because we fire a lot of explosives from them, is all held on with foam and bands to actually hold them in place. So yes, we have to just treat them very, very carefully, because they're not replaceable, because they're just so special. I'll make sure I don't whack the stands here, because this is the Lone Pipers platform. It's also used by the BBC during the filming of the show for broadcast. And sometimes when these brackets are too close, you have to just gently swing them out a little bit to get them past the stands. And these domes, they're actually just inflated just to keep the lights dry. These are our spare lights and spare domes, but we also have electrical gear just stuffed in them to keep them dry. Other things worthy of note when behind the scenes: you never ever walk in front of these lights, even when they're not lit, because if they're brought on suddenly, they'll project a huge shadow against the castle, and that's taboo, that's very taboo. So let's grab the last light. Come up. Splendid. That's more or less us. Up here, I'm just going to check all the icon beams are lit. And this is the four-well, and what we do with this is that whenever we actually break a light beyond repair, we simply lift the lid on this and drop the light down so it's never found again. I mean, there's a huge pile. Over the past 30 years, we've dropped hundreds of lights down here. They just seem to disappear, so I don't know how deep it is. They're just, and I know everybody else throws their gear down there as well, so presumably there's just a like 100-metre mound of lighting equipment down there. So that's the four-well, and that's its actual function. And this is the fireworks. Fireworks, they're like fireworks but really, really dangerous, and that's why we have to ban access. That doesn't include me. I get to go into all the dangerous bits. But these are called the Lang Stairs, and the reason they're called the Lang Stairs is when you've been up and down them about 5 times in a night, it just starts feeling very lang indeed.